Hello everybody, Elroy's Toys here. I've been asked to show how I make some of my pins for my challenge locks. So I figured why not try to do a live. So we'll start with the basics. I'm using slag cylinders right now and 6 pins. This is a dummy one that I practice some of my pins on. So I've got some different cuts and whatnot. I'm guinea pigging. I also use the 3mm brass rod. First thing, you need to knock her down a little bit. If the rod's too long, it'll vibrate, and as you're making your pins, they get all wonky and whatnot. Also, let me put an invite out here, so if anybody wants to join, they can. Let's see here. And... all right, so that's on there. All right, so let's start by getting our size together. So I just got a little Sharpie. Do a little mark. Got my 2 inches put on there. For a moment. Now, I don't have a Dremel, but still a rotary tool nonetheless. Same difference. Doesn't matter what you have. It all does the same thing. If you've asked if I have a lathe, I do not. I use a jeweler's saw to do my cuts. And let's get this going. I keep it on low because anything higher than that, you get a lot of vibration, and same thing, the cuts will just be all goofy. I actually have a little pressure with my finger against it as well as on the blade just to help my line, get everything going well. It's a little slower process, but a little more precise process when you do it this way as well. So, and this saw, probably should have stopped a second earlier. All right, so I still got her going with the fresh cut. There's going to be a nub there for where it broke off at, because there's still, so it doesn't go all the way. It stops at a certain point. Gets a little weak, snaps. Save your second half for later. And then have yourself a file. Like I said, I hold pressure again, especially when it's longer right now, so to keep it from vibrating too much. I can feel it vibrating a little extra, so it actually came loose. Not a big deal. All right, let's start with, still got a big fat piece here. Let's start with a spool. Harbor Freight special, files. Nothing crazy. It all works. What I will do is eyeball roughly where I want the center of my spool to be. Use the saw. Get a line in there. And then before I actually use the round one, I have a triangular file I'll put in there, which will help make almost like a little ditch in it. That ditch is going to be where the file is going to run when I start putting the other one on there, the round one. So this is just keep it from walking. I'll kind of show you where I'm at. Probably helps a little bit if I stop it from running. There you go. An idea. Of course, it doesn't want to focus, but you get the idea. So, we'll get her going. Try to get probably about drop the pin about 2/3 the size of what it is. So go from a 3 millimeter to close to a 1 millimeter with depth. I still have it on 1, slow speed, slow and steady. I'm pushing some pressure on it. I'm also moving the file so it's not just sitting in one spot. You end up loading up the file if the file's not moving. It's almost like your car tires in the winter, for example. The tires are rotating, it's spitting out all the excess snow and whatnot. And, this is kind of what I'm doing. I'm getting the extra brass out of there and keep it moving, keeps it cleaner. So I've got the basic shape going. I want to make it actually a little wider one, so I actually have a wider round file I'm going to use as well. Spread it out a little bit further. Hey, what's going on, Swamp? I've got a link there if you want to jump in. And if you're harassing me, you can let me know what you want to see. Am I coming through loud and clear? I hope. All right. So I've now opened up that spool a little more. I almost need a darker background so you can see it better. All right, there we go. Watching the magic happen. Oh, gotcha. You can hear me fine though, I assume. Oh, yeah. All right. So at this point, I've actually made this a little too fat on the top, and then I'm going to have to cut it off. So I'm going to use the jeweler saw again to shorten the top of this down. Get it to my desired length. So and don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush. These pins, they take time, some finesse to make. You rush it though, they'll just booger up on you. All right, it's right at the end. I actually use this tape to hold my Dremel and whatnot while I finish it up. So when I do cut pins and cut things off, they don't just fly everywhere. They fall right in the tape center. So, all right. Fresh cut. It's actually a little sharp. Knock that sharp edge down just a hair. All right. So with that, we are now shorter. We're almost to the size we want for our drive pin. I will start on the bottom, and then when you're cutting on here with the saw, as you lightly press it on the back side, you'll actually see where it's scoring, so you can adjust where you want your cut to be. So I will eyeball it, get my line, and now it's cutting in. So I'll get a good line started. Kind of hold it to a dark background so you can see what you're doing, since these are thin cuts. And to top it off, I have readers on, so my blind butt can see what's going on. All right, so I'm about halfway through. At this point, I'll grab some 2000 grit sandpaper and kind of polish my sanding, my cuts, and all that. That I'll get it up to number 2, get a little more speed in there. By the time it's done, it'll have almost a mirror finish on it. Which actually lets it slide nice and smooth too when you're picking it. So if you want a more gritty feel or gritty pick, you can not sand it or just do a very light sanding on it. That's up to you how you want yours to be. I don't know how far I'm gonna go with it today. This is just the first run of trying to do this. So nothing else. A short video to show you the basics. I've turned it back down as well. So, cutting it over the tape so when it falls, it doesn't disappear. Fell right in. Clean off my cut. Take the sharp edge off. Don't need to cut myself. All right. So now there's going to be a nub on the pin you just made. Find a smaller file and just work that nub off. It's no longer needed. All right, let's try something here. I got a cool little gadget, so we'll see if how well it works on here. I gotta add. Actually, I can just switch camera feeds. All right, video. All right, so this is a microscope camera, and you can see how smooth it is. See all your cut lines, good and square. So it was a success. That one worked. Don't be afraid of failing. If one doesn't come out, it doesn't come out. It's not the end of the world. Let me get my screen up so I can see again. All right. The different 3D print shops, as well as 44 Delta, sells these little pin holders. I use them like crazy. They're a great spot to when you make one, put them in there. And actually, if I'm working on a lock at the time, I will actually put the key pins in order as well. Make my drivers to coincide with what's going on with them, and you're good to go. Slide it. They don't fall out. You don't lose them. I say out of the gazillion pins I've made, I've only lost one pin so far. Yeah. All right. And the smaller the rod gets after you get that, past the extra inch plus that's sticking out, you can slowly keep raising up your pin that's stuck inside, or your rod. Because the smaller it is on here, the less vibration, less wonky it's going to get. Yeah, you do need one of those, Swamp. Now, so this is my garage, my workshop, where I've been playing with anyway until I figure out how I'm going to do all this fun stuff. But let's do a mushroom. All right, so same thing again. Find your spot. I'll actually even polish it a little bit in this rod, because it's polished. When you hit it with the saw, you can see right where you're at real well. So I'm going to do a thin, small line towards the top of this guy. I'll leave a little space just so I can maneuver. But I'm going to cut it to my desired depth for the mushroom, or at least probably just shy of that, because I know the file is going to hit it, and it'll make it a little deeper as well. I wonder if nobody's jumping on right away. I can actually add a camera, an extra camera, and I think I can split it. Good. All right, with that said, I should be able to open that one up. There we go. All right, give you an idea. Let's see if I can get the focus in a better spot now. Uh-oh. I don't know if you can still hear me, but I think my internet's boogering up. Something's boogering up anyway. Oh, shoot. Shoot. All right. On my screen, my camera's froze. I don't know if you guys can tell me if it's moving or not. Can hear you. This camera froze. Oh. I'm not sure if the computer just doesn't like the cold, but your video's froze. All right, how do I unfreeze the video? If I can. Nope. Oh. I don't know if the refresh is going to kill things or not. I'll try it. Changes made will not be saved. Of course. Well, I hate to say it, I'm going to have to cut this short. Maybe I can restart here in 2 seconds and hopefully get this camera running again. All right.